Just on this Trump arrest and the Trump mugshot, I just sort of wanted to share some thoughts, some feelings about this, because sometimes I think it gets lost in the immediacy and the scandal and shock factor of Trumpism. But sometimes it's like, it still astounds me when I pan out and look at America and look at what the USA used to be 10 years ago and look at what it has descended into now. Just over a matter of years, less than a decade, it's managed to descend from being, quote unquote, the world's greatest democracy, which I think, was always a bit of a question mark over that. I think it was classified as an oligarchy long before Trump came along. But still, it was a stable, it is, the global currency, right? Because it's seen as so politically stable traditionally. But in a matter of a few years, thanks to, what exactly? The advent of Twitter, online echo chambers, mainstream media seeking to replicate those kind of echo chambers. Instead of trying to inform and challenge people, they're like, oh, fuck, well, if we broadcast this, we might alienate our base. And then that base will then go and tune into Breitbart and Newsmax. So I guess we got no choice. We're just going to have to keep funneling out this misinformation. Do you know what I mean? So between social media and legacy media, over the space of 8 years or so, the US has now descended from being the world's, as I say, greatest democracy to being basically on the brink of civil war, which whenever I say that, people are always like, oh, come on, you're being hysterical. But when you consider, we've already had a MAGA guy ram raid an FBI office. We've already had MAGA QAnon nuts try to storm the Capitol building. These are basically little mini MAGA terror cell events. And the way that things are going with the rhetoric, the persecution, I'm being persecuted, but they want to come after all of you, really, but I'm in the way, all of that stuff, is the prelude, in my opinion, to full-blown civil war. And it might not take the form of a north-south thing. It might be more terror cells. It might be more like a sort of IRA model. It might be, but I think we're only a matter of weeks or months away before some complete fucking lunatic packs a van full of contraband materials and does something horrendous, and it costs a lot of lives. I truly believe that. We're on the cusp of something really ugly over in the US.